people wanna? Don't this hit make my 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 people wanna? Act the fool. You better watch out, Hats be bringing the cops out. Come on, street soldiers ringing the shots out. Short circuit, blacking the blocks out. And open up the garage and pull the drops out. Rocking the fur coat, bringing the blue box out. Like the block, bringing the blue rocks out. While until all of my crew knocks out. Come on.
What's up, YouTube, Facebook? This is J Trucker 717. I always party in 717. There's always a partying going on 717. So if you see me at the truck stop and you ready to get down, come on over to 717 party all the time. Alright, I thought of this video, tuning a CB. I'm not, I have a lot of experience in electronics. Wasn't a big communication guy, but really know electronics. So basically, I'm no stranger to CBs and things like that. But I don't know a lot about. I'm not a big CB person. I'm just inside electronics. But what I did was got a CB and picked out an antenna. And again, nobody knows. I didn't know what was the best antenna. Just grabbed something what I thought looked good. And I remember from my old communication days that you have to tune that antenna to your CB. So when you go get a CB and you get an antenna, it has to be tuned to that CB. If you don't tune the antenna to the CB, then what you'll find out is your performance when you're talking to other truckers is going to be very, very, very low. You won't be picking up signals. You won't be able to talk to anyone. So you got to tune that antenna. So I kind of looked at a couple of videos online and figured out how to do this. So I'm going to do a real quick video. You guys, let's take a look at this. Optum Idle, I love that feature on the Freightliner. Turn your air on and it shuts it on and off, depending on the temperature. Alright, anyway, let's get to this little feature here. This is my doggone Cobra Classic 29 LTD. But basically, how you do this, and there's not a lot of light going on here, and I'm trying to get the best lighting I can possibly get. But anyway, basically, you turn it on. Alright. Turn this down. The very first thing you're going to have to do is go to channel 40 and 41. Those are your channels that you really need to be at. Okay, 40. There's 40. Okay, the first thing it tells you to do is this CB already has an SWR meter. If your CB doesn't have one, you would have to go out and buy one, which is about $20-something or $30, and hook it up and do the same type of test. But this one already has one. It's not the most accurate one. Going out and buying one is more accurate, but this will get the job done. You don't need to be that precision on this unless you're doing really powerful CB. You got a big old CB and you're trying to be a big CBer. But anyway, basically, first thing you do is put on calibrate, and you key in your mic, and I'm gonna kind of do two things at once. Once you key in your mic, you'll see this little screen right here. It goes to the right. There's a calibration adjustment right here. SWR calibration. So you turn that. There's a little arrow there, and then you're not going to see it because you have to really get a close-up of it. But there's a little arrow, and it's about right there. And you can see you can adjust it. But you adjust it to that little arrow. Then once you adjust it to that little arrow, you switch it to SWR, and that tells you what your SWR reading is. Now, when I first did this, channel 40 was like at 3, and you can see it's come down quite a bit. Again, the lighting isn't very good on this video, but if it's if it's depending on what channel 1 and channel 440 is, you make adjustments depending on that. So I'm going to go to channel 1 and we're going to see what channel 1 says. Okay, you can see I'm on channel 1. And again, I go to calibrate, key my mic. And again, I'm going to calibrate my adjustment. And again, you know it's like right over there to the right. Like I said, you can make your adjustment, but it's right over there to the right. Okay, there's a little arrow there that you adjust it with. You'll probably be able to see it on your CB. And then once you do that, you go to SWR. And again, you'll see that it fell to the same position as my channel 40 did. Okay, that's where you want to be at. When I first did this, channel 1 was all the way over here. And channel 40 was all the way over here. Okay, and if channel 1 is higher than channel 40, you got to make your antenna longer. If channel 40 is higher than channel 1, then you got to cut some of your antenna off. Okay, and this is the hard part. And let's go outside and I'm going to show you what I did. Okay, this is my antenna. Again, I got it mounted on my truck. And you don't really need a lot for this thing. Like, I'm going to take this and I'm going to hand turn it and I'm going to screw my antenna out. So you don't really need a lot of tools for this little calibration. So it makes it kind of easy. And again, when you unscrew your antenna, you'll want to always turn your power off. You just really don't want to key your mic while you get your antenna out. That would be a bad thing. You might destroy your CB. But it's always safe to turn your power off every time you take your antenna out, so you don't have to worry about keying your mic. Okay, let's get to this. Quite a bit of adjustments I have to make here. Alright. Okay. This is the antenna. Again, you'll see this little end piece. And again, all you need is basically, and if you don't have a trucker's knife, I don't know what you're trucking on, but get a trucker's knife. Basically, you just need a knife. And this little piece right here was on top of the antenna. So the first thing I had to do on this type of antenna is pull this little black piece off. Okay, and once I pulled this little black piece off, you've seen this little white thing, and you can't really see the wire until you start trimming this black piece back. So you take your knife and you trim this little black piece down, and you'll start to see the wire. Then what you're going to do is pull this wire up and make your antenna actually longer. You want to keep it wrapped around and kind of close together, but you want to pull this up as high as you can. I've got it adjusted to the right height, but you pull it and make your antenna longer. Okay, that's only if channel 1 is higher than channel 4. And this is just, you got to go back and check it again and make sure they balance out. If they don't, you know, pull it higher if it's still high. If channel 1 is still higher than channel 40, you keep pulling it higher. If it isn't, then you push it down some. Again, if channel 40 was higher than channel 1, what you're going to do is cut some of this wire off and make your antenna short and cut the white piece off. You know, keep making it shorter. You want your antenna actually shorter. So cut some of the wire off and make it shorter. They say about 1/4 of an inch is what you need to cut off to make it shorter. And again, what I'm going to do is I'm not going to try to put this black cap back on, although it's pretty simple to put back on. But what I'm going to do is use some black electrical tape, and I might just slice this and put it over the top, and then I'm going to just wrap black tape around it just to get it. But then, but that's basically it for tuning your antenna. Again, you have your SWR meter, and you have to make your measurements on channel 40 and channel 1 and determine which is higher. You got to do your calibration first, turn to SWR, take a reading, see where that reading is, and compare it to channel 1. You want channel 1 and channel 40 to have the same SWR reading, okay? And if one is higher, then you make your adjustments. I've already went into that. Also, you want your readings to be below 3 or 2, whatever, but the lower is better. So again, this is J Trucker 717. Did a little video on tuning your CB, real simple. You don't have to pay anybody, you can do it yourself. Like I said, you don't really need any tools. All you need is a knife, maybe some electrical tape. But this is J Trucker